I feel like the idea that our show brings so much joy and levity to the table is something that's underappreciated and underreported in a way. I think people tend to think of our show sort of the emotional roller coaster that we all go on, and that is very much a part of who we are. But I just don't think you can discount the other side of the coin. It's very much what the dynamic that sort of makes our show work. And again, I just don't think Dan and our writers give enough credit for that. And you look at characters, whether it's like Sully or Sterling or Justin, like they all are, their characters are funny, and Beth, like Susan, these are people and characters that like constantly bring, I think, the funny to the table and the sarcastic, and that's just as much like a part of life as anything else. Like it's sort of what makes the world go round. So I'm happy that this particular episode, the premiere episode, sort of nods to that maybe more than what people are expecting from our show. I mean, I think when you're lucky enough to be on a show like this that sort of has found an audience like we have, to be able to, have that direct connection to an audience and for them to sort of see themselves in these characters really speaks to the universal appeal of what the magic that I guess we've sort of found. It's incredible. I mean, I feel the same way. I read the script, and obviously I feel like I relate most to Rebecca because it's like wearing a comfortable pair of shoes at this point. But I can see myself in bits and pieces of every single character. And again, I think that just speaks to how elevated the writing is, but also how grounded it is at the same time. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. I've never done television really before the show. Certainly not 54 episodes of television. So it's hard to like think back to the last 3+ years of my life and a show like this that is so emotionally charged and rich. And I mean, it boggles my mind to think back to some of the stuff we did in season 1. I mean, I guess my heart sort of goes back to season 1 because it was such a new experience for us, and navigating like the inroads of these characters and figuring out, for me at least, like it's hard to pinpoint one exact moment because, I have this delicious challenge, and the greatest challenge probably of my professional life, of portraying this woman from her mid-20s to her, now we found out last season, like mid-80s. So that's a lot of life, and it was certainly overwhelming initially, but I feel like I really found my groove in the middle of season 1 of like, not overwhelming myself with having to know every single answer to the story of this woman's life. You sort of just take the information as it comes to you and sort of piecemeal it together. But now I feel like I have this really complex understanding of who she is, and I have this like 360-degree view of everything.